Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jojo Palacio, and on this channel, we talk about all things beauty. Everything from skincare to makeup to what not to do, and so much more. On this channel, we are so excited that you are here because today we are doing this look right here. I am just getting so many throwback vibe moments. Like, look at this eye. How could you walk past this and not stop and not ask, you know? Like, I'm obsessed. I love this look completely and totally. It is a halo eye, spotlight eye type of situation, and I was going for a fall look when I sat down, but then I remembered that I love color and I changed my mind, you know? I don't know, like it just happens sometimes where you sit down and you have a look in mind and it does not go the way that you planned, but better, like it turns out better. I love this look. I love the color combination. Look at how gorgeous these eyes look, like, right? Okay, so we're gonna get started with this look. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We have goals to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, starting the new year off with 1K, and I know that we can do it. We're doing such a great job. We're at 300. Thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are gonna get started right away on this look. It is definitely a halo eye. I keep saying it because like I did not mean to do it, but I did it. And you know, the hair, let's not go there. Let's not go there because you guys are gonna notice that I like started off with it clipped. It went from here to like down and I called it done. So Puerto Rican and got the curls. If you feel me, throw that up there. Say, I feel you, girl. I feel you, girl. And let's get started with this look, guys. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So let's just do the eyes first, duh. So we're gonna get started with priming the eyelid. I didn't prime the eyelid beforehand. We just did the brow situation first. So I'm gonna take my P. Louise eye base right here. And this is the shade 0.5. I like a very bright base to begin with. I like it to be almost white, but not quite. You like the rhyming? And I'm gonna just work that into the skin using my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. That worked out really well. So we're gonna set that with the MAC Studio Fix in C2. Even though I do like the tackiness of the P. Louise base, I still feel like setting your whatever base it is before you start working in with the eyeshadows is just the best way to get the blend. Like I don't know how else to explain that to you guys other than I like blending powder over powder versus a truly sticky tacky base. But I want the base tacky. Okay, keep it up. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the eyeshadow look. We're gonna go into this guy today. So this is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Velvet Rose palette. I am feeling all of these colors. You guys know that I am in the fall type of vibe. So this just kind of like was with me. So we're gonna go into the Makeup Shack T4 brush. This is what we look like here. I always like to show you guys what the brush looks like so that you can get something comparable to it. And I'm going to start off by using the shade number 10, which looks like this. We're going to start off with this guy right here. So it's very neutral. It's a very toned down, orangey, light brown shade. I really like this in the crease just because even though we're working with darker colors, having something like this in the crease really helps the blend and the finish of the overall look. So I'm going to take that very high up into the crease area. Just make sure you use light motions. The pressure really does matter when it comes to blending out your eyeshadow. So make sure you're holding the brush as far back as possible and very light pressure when it comes to the eye. So we're moving right along. We're going to go into the shade, what is that? 3, which is this guy right here. So this is that burnt brown brick burgundy shade. I love this shade for the fall. It is so perfect. And I'm taking that on my Morphe M433 brush. This has to be my favorite blending brush of all time. It's so phenomenal. It just grabs a pigment and it can stamp and blend, and it's the perfect size for my eyeball. I love it. So I'm going to start off by depositing the most amount of product in the outer corner. And I'm going to blend pretty high up into the crease area when I start blending things out. And I'm going to just repeat those same steps to build to this pigmentation. So what I like to do is do outer corner, inner corner, and then kind of like meet at the top and leave as much of the center as clean as possible. We are gonna go in with the base again, but you know, it's just less work to clean up if you are a little more careful. Very light pressure, and then I always like to keep this clean brush. Where is it? This is the Soho blending brush. It has no shadow, guys. No shadow on it. It is just a nice blending brush to keep close by so that we can make sure that everything is blended into perfection. All right, guys, so we're gonna go back into the base because we are ready to do the center of the halo or the spotlight eye, whatever you wanna call it. So we're gonna take a little more of the P. Louise face base, and I'm using face base, eyeshadow base, right? Yeah, well, it says cosmetic base, whatever. And I'm gonna take that on a T79. This is my absolute favorite brush to do cutting with. And I'm gonna place that right in the center of the lid. Pat, pat, pat. And I like to drag it down for a spotlight eye. And then just like any other cut crease, it's gonna happen eventually throughout the day. So we might as well just kind of look up and let it stamp. And so we're tracing that out. I just like to make sure I push down over that area with my finger. Not too hard, but I want to make sure that if there's anything layered on top of each other, that that base kind of sets in and doesn't continue to move while I keep working with the eyeshadow. Perfect. All right, so we actually have the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush. It's a very fine blending brush, very small, very detailed. And I like these for this specific look because I get to blend while also being very precise as to where I'm blending. And so I just want to make sure that the edges are not precise. Everything is blended out. Very light pressure here. Very, very light pressure. And then if I need to add any type of color or pigmentation, I do it with this. So we're gonna go ahead and move it right along. We're gonna go into number 2, which is this guy right here. If you guys are watching Umbrella Academy, as I'm saying these numbers, all I can think about is just Umbrella Academy, because you know how they go like with their numbers. If you guys watch that show, do you like it? I think I've made it to the 2nd or 3rd episode, maybe the 4th, because we've been so busy we haven't like got a chance to sit down and watch it, but I like it. All right, so I'm gonna just pat this color into the center of the lid, making sure that we're using swiping motions, not swirling motions. Swiping means that you lay the brush flat and then you swipe down. That's gonna be very important with these type of colors, especially if they have glitter like this gold does, because you don't want it to get everywhere on your eyelid. You want it to just stay right in the center. One thing that I did do that I like was I mixed that number 3 with the 15, which is that other gold that's in there. It's a little silkier. It's more of a shimmer, not really a glitter. And I did that mostly in the outer edges to make sure that everything just smoothly blended along. It's hard to smooth edges out with a glitter. Very, very pretty. So the next step, I used the Urban Decay Heavy Metals Midnight Cowboy. This part. Finish the whole thing. So I just took that and I just laid it right down the center of the look to settle in its place, and we are going to do a small little baby wing. To achieve that, I'm using the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner in their micro tip. I really like this. I use a combination of the micro tip and the regular tip to do my like slaying wings, you know, the ones that you use to like slay the look. But I didn't think I wanted to do all of that and a halo, so I did a little baby wing. All right, guys, so once you have your liner, your wing in place, we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of mascara on. I love to use mascara even when I'm wearing lashes because it just gives it a little more support. It is that Victoria's Secret padded bra, you know, that you put under that dress that you know. All right, I love it. I love these little baby wings. You know, sometimes it's just okay to do less than do most, you know. So for lashes, talking about doing the most, we're gonna use the Beauty Creation lashes in the style T, T-E-A, as in sipping that tea. And I'm gonna just put these on with my Duo Quick Set Glue. All right, guys, so I've got you zoomed out. We've got lashes on. Like, look at how pretty that is. I just love that it's super wispy, but not overwhelming, so that it like covers the eyeshadow, because we worked too hard for that. So let's move on to complexion. We're gonna do a different combination than we're used to. So we're gonna use 2 Smashbox primers. So one is the Minimizing Pore Photo Finish Primer and the Mindful 5 Serum. If you guys don't know, or if you haven't been to my channel, welcome. If you loving the video so far, subscribe. I always post Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. But your girl is combination skin. So combination skin requires a little more TLC than other skin types, I feel like, just because you have multiple concerns you're addressing. So I like to put a little bit of both primers on. I'll focus the pore minimizing oil control situation in the center of my face. That's nice and smooth. I can feel it already kind of like mattifying and absorbing, and then I will use something a little more hydrating, sometimes even glowy on the outer parts of my face because I need that reinforcement. We're gonna use a little NARS moment today. I felt like I did a lot of NARS moment today. We are using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, this guy here. I love this foundation. This shade Stromboli is not necessarily my shade. I'm more of like Santa Fe, that undertone, but I can definitely make this work. I love this foundation. I was super excited when I got it in gratis. Like, you guys don't understand how we feel when we get gratis. It is like, well, you might. I mean, it's like getting free makeup. So if you understand what getting free makeup is, it's insane. We love it because we get a chance to try it and share with you guys and give you our opinion. So this foundation is exceptional. I love it. So I'm going to take a couple of pumps of that on the back of my hand, and I'm blending that in with the Makeup Shack T40 brush. So this brush I love for foundation because it really does buff it in, work it in, blend it in so well. As you can tell, the coverage on this foundation is so good. This foundation is not super dewy, but it is not like a flat type of foundation either. It is like the perfect in between. Like, if I were a foundation, I feel like this is me. This or it's very similar to the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, their Luminous foundation. I love that foundation too. It's so good because it's not your normal dewy, like super greasy, heavy feeling looking foundation. It's definitely a little more opaque than that, but I love this. Look at the glow, the naturalness of that foundation. I love it. So let's move on to contouring. For contouring today, we're using another NARS product. I want to do, this is kind of like a trick that I like to share. So sometimes clients will be so frustrated because the contouring products that are offered aren't their shade, or they're not what they're looking for. The formula is different. That's not what I had in mind. Let me just tell you that makeup can be used for so many different purposes. It can be repurposed regardless of what the label says. So for example, this is a NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade Polynesia. I use this as my bronzing contouring. I love it because it's got radiance, it's got glow, it's very lightweight. So again, going back to the creasing, caking, heavy feeling, it's gonna prevent that from happening. So what I do is I take this and I get about that much. This is a very pigmented tinted moisturizer. It's really pretty as a tinted moisturizer. I would obviously not wear it in this shade, but I'm gonna take this with my BH Cosmetics slanted brush and I'm going to just work it out into my skin. And then we are going to apply it in dabbing motions. Once you start layering, the very first thing you want to do is just pat things into the skin, not necessarily swirl. You guys see how glowy and radiant that is, but it's also giving me color and structure. That's exactly why I like using things like foundation sticks and moisturizers, tinted moisturizers and concealers instead of actual contour products. They just blend out better. So we are up to the part where we are doing under eye. So for under eye, I typically like to do 2 concealing shades. I will use a concealing or a color correcting shade, and then I will use a brightening highlighting shade. So today I have just that. We're gonna start off with the color correcting concealing shade. This is one by Makeup Forever. This is their orange, peachy orangey concealer. This is to color correct. Now I have said that there's one by Ellie Girl that is amazing. It's an orange peachy concealer by Ellie Girl Cosmetics. It's very inexpensive and works just as well. So what I'm gonna do is apply this as if I were applying an eye cream. I'm gonna work it in with my ring finger. And then I'm gonna take my Real Techniques buffing brush and we are going to just push that into place. I love this concealer because it honestly is so lightweight, but it does the trick. Like, look at my under eye area. versus how we started. It's already brightening, like it's concealed. If you are someone who doesn't like to use concealer, you can absolutely just do this step first and then put your foundation on and you're good to go. So now that we've got that corrected, we're gonna go into concealing and highlighting. I'm actually using one of my favorite concealers, and it's by NARS. It is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and it comes in a little pot. Cream concealers and pores just work for me. I feel like they really work to fill and hide and smooth things out versus sitting on top of, breaking apart, all adjectives that we don't want. So I'm gonna just use this guy. I use it in the shade Custard, and I like to just blend it in first with my Real Techniques brush. I will work it in, blend it in into the areas that I wanna place this concealer. I'm gonna work that down to the bridge of the nose and then bring a little bit on the actual nose so that we can conceal. And I don't have to use a lot. We covered a lot of ground, but I don't have to use a lot when it comes to this concealer. And I like the fact that I can work it in with a buffing brush. We're absolutely gonna push everything in with a sponge. You guys know my theory on that I like to make sure everything looks like skin by pushing everything into each other with the sponge after applying it with a brush. But look at how pretty this looks. I know that some of you guys bought this concealer after me using it in one of my other tutorials. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. I am obsessed. Tell me that you are obsessed as I am, because I have failed you if you're not. This is an amazing concealer. You can use it, can I say? Okay, so we are absolutely ready to set that under eye area. I'm gonna take my Hourglass Mineral Veil Powder. I love this powder. It is a nice, thin, lightweight powder, perfect for the under eye area. I have noticed that as we're getting ready and getting closer to the big 3-0, that area is a little more delicate than it was before. So it appreciates this powder a lot. I will always push everything into my hand before I put it onto my skin. It just guarantees that I am not using an excess amount of product on my face, because at this point it is too late. So this powder literally melts into the under eye area. It sets it all, but it does not cake it, and I love it. So we are pretty much done right now with the complexion for now. Let's finish off the under eye area. So I know that we're doing this autumn fall vibey situation, but I also want to bring in some color. I absolutely love recreating this look year after year. This is one of the first looks that I created when I started working at Sephora, and they were teaching us about analogous colors and how the color wheel works and how complementary colors work. And so you always want to look at the color wheel, and you can figure out your eyeshadow look based off of where they're located on the color wheel. That's what this whole vibe and situation is here. So what I'm gonna do is take the LA Girl Perfect Precision Eyeliner in Tropical, which is like a teal green situation, and we are going to blend that out with an eyeshadow. Boom. Okay, I'm about to like kill it. So we're taking this right here, which is the Iluvsarahi through and colourpop Through My Eyes palette. It's a little older palette, but I love this color in it, and I didn't look for it anywhere else because I knew that it was here. So we're gonna take this color, which is called Emerald Green, right there, and we are going to blend this out with Emerald Green. Emerald Green is like a shimmery type of shade, not glittery, but shimmery, which I feel like will help to smoke this out some and kind of darken up the little bit of the teal. I am obsessed. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that pretty much into the inner corner, but I'm gonna stop for a minute and we're gonna switch gears. Same palette, we're gonna use Lucido in this palette. Lucido is like a very beautiful inner corner highlight. So we're going to just pop that into the inner corner. Yes. I love Lucido. It is like an icy gold situation that's not super, like it won't make your eyes look dirty by putting that down there. You know how some golds make your eyes look dirty? Does that make sense? I feel like I don't make sense sometimes. But gold sometimes can make your eyes look super yellow, so then it'll look dirty under your brows, you know? And then we're putting some mascara in the lower lash line. I like to use this guy, which is the Pump and Volume Mascara by Dior, or I like to take the Excessive Lash by Makeup Forever. Yeah, I'm just gonna use a little bit of powder. I'm gonna go with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. I'm gonna take that with a big fluffy brush This is a Jekyll Hill X Morphe JH01. I love this airbrush. I got it in the 2 thinking it was gonna be light enough for my under eye area, and it's not. So we're just gonna do it all over the face to kind of set everything. I don't want to like matte myself out too much, so I won't go in with a sponge and press it in like I usually do, but I will dust off the first powder, the Hourglass powder. Boom. Love it. So let's go in and reinforce our contouring and our bronzing with this guy. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, or the KVD Vegan Beauty Shade and Light palette. So I'm going to take that first shade and the second shade with my contouring brush by Real Techniques, and we're going to just lay that down in the shape of a C or an E depending on the side of the face. So let's do highlight and let's do blush. For highlight and blush situation, I have actually pulled out 2 Makeup Forevers. The highlight we're gonna do, what are we doing? Yeah, I'm actually mixing 2 of these. So I'm gonna use the Glow Powder by Laura Mercier first. This is a very light setting powder that's got some glow to it, hence the glow. But it's very soft, very natural. Like, this is amazing for any type of glowy, dewy situation. It's just not an intense highlight, so it's, you know, it's never like the last step. It's just kind of like a precursor. And then we're gonna go into these Makeup Forever highlight. Oof, yes. So we're gonna use Gold Rush by Benefit Cosmetics, which is like a peachy, nudie type of blush, surprise. But this is a little more neutral, because when you've got so much going on, guys, the last thing you want to do is come in last minute, mess it up with a crazy blush, you know? So I'm just going to put this on here, pack it. What are we going to set it with? Okay, this is going to be funny, and I know you guys are going to be like, what? So when I do a lot of dewy, glowy products on the skin, I like to set with a matte setting spray. I just feel like it'll balance everything out and I won't progressively get greasier. Like, I can control the amount of dew and glow that's going on my face versus adding with a glowy primer that I can't control what's gonna happen, you know? Does that make sense? No? Comment if it makes sense. Tell me if it doesn't. Either way. So I'm gonna use my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This has got temperature control in it. It's gonna help to just lay everything, lock it in place. It's not the ultra mattifying one. That one is like, woo! They actually have an ultra matte, and then they have a glow now too, which I'm tempted. So yes, you guys know the drill. Let me go fix my hair and pick a lip color, and I'll be right back and we'll talk about the look. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. I paired this up with quite a color combo because I couldn't really decide what I wanted to do with the lips. Like, I knew I wanted a pinky nude, but I didn't want it to be super nuded out because of the look itself. So what I did with it was I used a NYX Suede lip liner in cans, and then I used the NYX Lingerie lipstick in Lace Detail. But to give it more of like an ombre stain type of look in the outer corners, I dabbed a little bit of this Dior Addict lip tattoo in the shade 351. So it kind of like deepened it up a little bit, gave it a halo situation on the lips as well. I was gonna straighten my hair, but I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I put castor oil in with my conditioner, and it really has kept the curls looking very hydrated, and I'm happy with that. And it's about to rain. So those 2 situations means that this Puerto Rican is staying with curly hair today, and I'm okay with that. I hope that you guys liked this makeup look. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and comment down below. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me if you tried that color wheel technique or if you'd like more videos on that, because I could absolutely do more videos on that. And what else? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, guys. I post Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday every single week. Look me up on Instagram. It's Jojo Palacio. We have a goal. We have a goal here and on Instagram to get to 1,000 followers by 2021. And I know that we can do it because you guys are doing an amazing job. So share this on social media, post it on your Facebook, tag me on Instagram, and let your girl know you're watching. Thank you. Love you guys, bless you guys, and I will see you guys next time.